Hey guys, this is where we are going to get started. I'm inside my main.dart. First of all, I'm going to remove all the comments. So let's remove the comments first. And then I'm gonna save this and remove this my homepage class as well. So here inside my home parameter, I'm gonna use blank scaffold. And now if I save this, you see we have the blank scaffold. We can also remove this theme and also change this. Instead of Flutter demo, we can say Flutter demo layout. And also let's remove this banner as well. And here we go. As you can see, now we have completely blank scaffold. And now we can start. So if you take a look at our UI, you see that on top we have this Flutter layout demo inside our app bar. So let's now create an app bar. App bar, for the title, we create a text, call this Flutter demo layout. And if I save this, you see we have this title, but it's not in the center. To make it in the center, we use center title true. And if I save this, you see it's now in the center. Next thing is that we have this image, as you can see. So to create an image, we create a body parameter and create a column, children. And inside children, you see we have image, and then we have row 1, row 2, and we have this text. So before we write the code, it's better to comment what we want to create. So first of all, we want to create image section, and let me copy it a couple of times. And here, second, we will create a row section 1, and next we have this row section 2, and finally we will have the text section. So let's get started with image section. So instead of creating image here inside my main.dart, I'm gonna create a separate file for this. So inside my lib folder, let's create a new folder called these sections. And here we create a new file called this image section.dart. Let's create a class called this image section. It's gonna be stateless widget. And here, instead of manually writing the image with a source code, I'm going to create a new constructor, final image, and it's going to be required. So, and here we can simply write image. And now we go back to the main.dart. Let's import this image section. And you can see we have an image required parameter. And here we will create image dot. You see that we have a couple of options. We can either import image from our local by using asset or file, memory, or network. I'm gonna use image.network. And for the source, we are going to get it from the internet. So here I have already opened it. I'm gonna copy, or I can also copy the image address from here or from here as well. Let me go back. Let me put the image here, but let me add comma before that. Add it, and if I save this, you see we have the image just like this UI. And now the reason why I created separate file with separate like the constructor for this, because it's gonna be a reusable. So by reusable, I mean you can copy this image section and you can use, different image here. But if you manually enter here, you cannot, reuse this widget, because you will manually enter the link. So anyway, let's go to the row section 1. In row section 1, we have this row. Inside the row, we have this column, and we have this another row. So now let's go and create that. And for this, we go and create another section, and we can call this section title section dot. It's gonna be stateless widget title section, and we will simply use a row with the children. So inside we will have column, and we'll have a row as well. Inside a column we have children, we have the text 1 with the data, and we have the text 2, data 1 and data 2. And inside the row we created children. Inside a children we have icons. Let's just not write any icon for now. We have also text, this data. Now if we take a look at our data, you see we have this name, and we have this location name, and we have this star icon with the text 41. Now let's go back to the code, and instead of manually entering the data here, I will do the same again here. I'm going to create a constructor, final string name, and again final string location, and we have this icon, final icon data icon, and I'm gonna import this here. You can also add it here as well, like final string, and let's say the number text. And now let me add these constructors here and put a comma as well. So here, instead of data, I'm gonna use the name, and here the location, location, So it's going to be here. I made a spelling error. Let me change it. Location. And here as well. Location. So inside the icon we have icon. So we can simply say here the number text. Now if I save it and go back to the main.dart, and if I import this title section, you see we have a couple of required parameters. So first of all, we have the name. I'm going to go and get this name. So it's going to be a string. And we have this location. So let's get this name location. And we have icons.star. And we have this text 41. Now if I save this, you see we have this row, but it doesn't look the same because we need to give a couple of styles. Let's go to the title section. And first of all, inside my row, you see that it's in the left side, and this row is the right side. This column is the left side. So to get this same achievement, to get the same, the UI, we just go to, and inside a row, we use main-axis alignment dot space between, you see. And also we can wrap this row with the padding widget. It's gonna be 32. If I save it, now you see it looks much better. Now you see that this column looks in the same row. So to get this, we need to go inside a column. We use cross-axis alignment dot start. If I save it, now you see it looks much better now. But we need to have some spacing between these text to text. In Flutter 3.27, we have a new parameter called spacing, so we can use that. Let's say 8. And also inside a row, we need to have some spacing as well, and maybe 4. And also we can change this icon color, colors.red. just like this. Also, you can see that this name looks a bit bold and this location text looks a bit gray. So let's change that as well. Name, let's give style, text style, and for the font weight, we use font weight.bold, and for the location, style, text style, and for the color, colors dot gray dot shade 500. If I save this, you see it's almost the same, right? Now we go to the main.dart and work on our row section 2. Inside row section 2, we have these buttons. So let's create a new section, call this button section .dart stateless widget button section, and here we create a row children, and you see that we have inside this row we have column 1, column 2, and column 3. So if you type it here, column 1, column 2, column 3, it will repeat our code again and again because we have the same properties, like, right? We have only icon with the text. So in order to avoid this repetition, so we need to follow the Flutter best practices. So for that, we go and create a new file inside a lib folder. Let me create a new file, not inside sections because it's not going to be a section. It's going to be a button with text .dart. Let me create button with text. So here we create a column children. So inside this column children, we have the icon and we have this text. So we go and create a children. Inside a children, we have first of all icon and we have the text. Let's create a constructor final string final, first of all icon data, right? Icon data, icon, and final string. It's going to be a label. And also we have the color, final color, color. Let's create these final parameters, these required parameters. And here for the icon, we use icon, but we also use for the color, we use the color. And for the data, we use a label. If I save it, go back to the main.dart, and if I import this, but before that, we have to import it from here, button section, right? So button with text. And here for the icon, we have this call icon with the call text, icons.call with the text call, and the color is colors.deepPurple. And we have these 3 icons. We have 3 columns. So this one is route, near me, and we have this share text with the share icon. Now we go back to the main.dart, and if we import this row, so basically it's gonna be button section, right? Button section. If I save this, you see we have these 3 buttons, but you see they are not in the center. To make it in the center, we go back to the button section. Inside a row, we use main axis alignment, main axis alignment dot space evenly. If I save this, you see, and also we go back to the button section. Also here we change the text color as well. If I go to the button with text, you see we have the label. For the style, text style, we change the color, colors.deepPurple. If I save this, you see we have the same color, just like this. But you can see that between this icon and this text, we have some spacing. So to get the same result, we go to the column and add spacing, maybe 4. And you see that it's almost the same, but we can add more, like 6 or 6. I think it looks much better, like the same, right? And now we go back to the main.dart. We have the final section, which is a text section. Let's create that. Create a new file, text section .dart. Create a stateless widget, text section. And here we create a text. And for the data, we create a constructor, final, string, let's say description, create this required parameter. Here we add description, and we go back to the main.dart. We create this text with a description. Sorry, it's a not text, it's a text section. And for the description, we need to add the description. So let me go and take this description instead of manually typing. I'm going to take this description. So let me go and take that from my another window. So I'm gonna copy that and paste it here. Sorry, let's remove the string here. Now you see we have this description. Instead of typing, I just manually copy it from my another window and paste it here. If I save it, and you see that we have this text section, but you see that we don't have any padding. You see, for that, let's go to the text section again. And here we can wrap this text with a padding widget. And it's gonna be 32. If I save it, now you see it's much more same. You can see this is our final result, and this is also final result. And one thing also to remember, that if you, for example, add more description, let me copy this and edit here as well one more time. If I save it, you see we will have bottom overflow by 73 pixels, if I'm not mistaken. You might have this kind of error if you put more data to your description, or if you want to add more data, like more, let's say, sections. To avoid this, you can go to the you can go to the body, and you can wrap this column widget with another widget called this single child scroll view. If I say this, you see it will disappear, and it's gonna be a scrollable. Based on your data, it's gonna be scrollable. But if you remove this, for example, this, let's say from until here, maybe. If I save it, you see it's not gonna be scrollable. It's going to be scrollable only when you add more sections or more data. So this is the best part. This is the how you use the single child scroll view widget. So let me go back to the previous one. And for any case, I'm going to wrap this column again with the widget single child scroll view. Now just save this. So this is our final result. Guys, we have followed Flutter best practices, and we created this widget. We separated them. So I hope you guys learned a lot from this video. So you can also customize, you can also separate more things, like for example, you can separate these strings, you can also separate, these icons into another file. Let me, for example, you can create a new file called this, for example, constants, and you can create a new file, for example, constants.dart, and here you can create a static file, and you can import this, for example, text, and then you can import it from here, and this is going to be more best practice as well. But this is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next videos.